A very good morning to everyone. Distinguished Dr. Sunil Shukla, Director General EDI India, dedicated Board of Directors, Anveshan Foundation, our dynamic Dr. Arora, CEO, Anveshan Foundation, illustrious and visionary Chief Executive Officers who are joining the CEO meet on startup ecosystem in India, members from GIZ, my very dear head of departments, faculty members, participants, and scholars. I'm really elated to be a part of this inaugural session of CEO Meet on startup ecosystem of India. With immense support from government, today there are approximately 500 incubation centers active in India. Now, to get the best outcome, apart from many factors, synergy among incubation centers is very, very crucial. Such kind of brainstorming events are not only to boost the ecosystem, but also through networking, we converge to the best possible practices through learning and by doing. India is definitely becoming the world's fastest growing startup ecosystem. In the recent years, the Indian startup ecosystem has really taken off and come into focus on its own, driven by factors such as massive funding, consolidation activities, evolving technology, and burgeoning domestic markets. The numbers are depicting really from approximate 3,000 startups in 2014, India has more than 50,000 startups in India today. Around 10,000 of these are technology-led startups. It's just a revolution. And in India, it will change the way the markets are working today. Startups from India, if we look at the startups from India, they have entered in the industry either unearthing an entirely new market or through gaps in existing markets or product lines. Although there are very successful startups that are growing rapidly and changing how our existing industry works in the process. The asset platforms spans across various categories such as transport aggregators like the rented cab aggregators, Ola, Uber, Vivigo, rickshaw aggregators, which is Jugnu, Tuk-Tuk, or Telerickshaw, carpooling aggregators, Orahi, Rizzle, Rindingo, rented accommodation, Oyo, Stayzilla, old asset classified portals, OLX, Quicker, and food and beverages aggregators, Food Panda, Swiggy. A similar disruption is taking place in service sector as well, where platforms such as Helper, HouseJoy, Handy Home, Mr. Right, Urban Clap have made a delivery of domestic help or household chore service possible at doorsteps of users. The listing is not only exhaustive, but it also serves as an appetizer for dwelling deep into the world of an Indian startup ecosystem, which is the third largest after China and USA. If we look at Indian startup ecosystem enablers, in India, ecosystem has given rise to more startups, increased number of incubators, accelerators, and enablers are the firms providing startups with growth advice and decision-making tools. From advising on government policies to act as market catalysts, they grow the maturity of young ventures. Along with these enablers, other key stakeholders of the ecosystem, including financial institutes, venture capitalists, angel investors, support groups, technology corporations, and members are also very actively participating. Very rightly spoken by Dr. Arora and Dr. Sunil, vocal for local. Our Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, he always talks about vocal for local, which is to create more local brands and take those to the global arena from homegrown companies. He also urged the people to come forward in creating a self-reliant, Atmanirbhar nation by supporting local businessmen. Rise of Swadeshi movement in India, while vocal for local has become the most trending phrase in the last few months. The idea behind the concept is not only to increase domestic consumption, but also to intensify export activities and rely less on imported products. And this is possible with a focus on technology-based companies, homegrown companies that can be scaled up faster. Technology-based manufacturing, they can create, if we look at the technology-based manufacturing companies, can create China-like startup ecosystem and to make the country a hub of global supply chain. Support from government is coming as never before, but at the same time, youth and startup need to take a pledge. If we look at the economic package to revive India's economy, our Honorable Prime Minister announced a whooping rupees 20 lakh crores economic package to revive India's economy that has been severely battered by the crisis caused due to COVID-19 pandemic. Our Prime Minister version of aiding the country aim to become a 5 trillion economy by 2025. And we all know this is only possible if the growth is above 14%. And after COVID-19, we have seen that the growth trend, which was also a negative in the last few quarters. The change in the definition of MSMEs also, in a way, helps the startup ecosystem as many of the startups fall under the revenue bracket mentioned under the new definition. Under the new definition, these companies can grow to a specific size without losing their MSME tag and benefit. It finally focuses on scalability, which is another paradigm to boost the ecosystem. Many other initiatives that has further boosted the growth of startup in India is the government ease of doing business policies. The Indian government has floated more than 50 sector specific and sector agnostic schemes for startups, which include single point registration scheme, bank credit facilitation, scale up support to establish incubation centers, MSME loan schemes, and many more. The government has also recently amended their rule so as to give priority to products from Indian startups in official procurement. With the cooperation from government and industry support, startup ecosystem, they are the future in India. If I talk a woman startup and a woman entrepreneurship, in the world's population and in India, if you look at gender-wise, there is almost 50-50 split in population. But if we compare the ratio of men and women entrepreneurs, we find that women entrepreneurs are very less in comparison. In many countries, women entrepreneurs are transforming economies. For example, in Switzerland and Uganda, the startup rate by gender are almost equal. They are innovators and job creators. In Europe, even though there are more women than men, female entrepreneurs represent only a third of self-employed. In India, the number of women entrepreneurs stood at approximately 14%, definitely up from 10% and 11% in the previous 2 years. Still, creativity and entrepreneurial potential of women are an underexploited source of economic growth. We can't neglect the fact that an increase in women entrepreneurs, number of entrepreneurs in totality will increase, giving boost to business sector. Definitely, we have a small lesson. In today's time, for any startup, most pivotal is their enthusiasm, conviction, and self-belief. But apart from that, there are two sets of 3 Ps one has to demystify before. One set for you and another set is for your startup. 3 Ps for you help in entrepreneurship journey, and those are passion, patience, and perseverance. I am a strong believer of these 3 Ps. Passion. Passion for your business, passion for your success. It gives you a continuous energy and keep your morale high all the times, at the times of success and so at the time of failure. Some important P is patience. Many times we don't get results as per our desire within a stipulated time frame. You need to comprehend that all the consequence will not take shape as per your desire. Work hard with great passion and with the patience to color your business dreams. That is very, very crucial and very, very important. And
The third important P is perseverance. Perseverance doesn't allow us to demotivate or dilute our focus. All these three P's are generated from an inner desire and our own love towards our success. At the same time, three P's for our startup are product, patent, and platform. If I look at product, which solves a problem, offer better value to a consumer, where a physical product or a service-oriented product. Patent, new, unique, useful solution to the market, which provides a great deal of work and innovation. Platform, a firm or a company later recognized as a startup to take maximum benefit from the government and administration. Before I conclude, I must say these days Indian startups are consolidating fast and eagerly buying other startups. Successful entrepreneurs are taking initiation to support other emerging startups by mentoring them through various channels. Young entrepreneurs are dominating the startup landscape with a large percent of founders in the age bracket of less than even 36 years. In the last, I would like to add that in the near future, listing of various startups is touted to be the next big frontier. Every day, a lot is written about funding startups, unicorn, fundraising startups, even for the right reasons. Several companies are preparing for initial share sales, but these are most likely this will happen in startup heavens and not in India. Today, predictions made for startup are more in number compared to startups themselves. But the interest these few companies are generating cannot be undermined. At the end, I extend my best wishes for the success of this event. I'm confident that the insightful discussions and deliberations will definitely pave the way for boosting the ecosystem of startups. Thank you very much.